way. And he's talking about, I don't know if there's something that you're going through currently, but he's saying this too shall pass. And he's just showing me these real light grains of sand just blowing. And he said sometimes we just put too much attention on the minor things, the little things, and just to let those go. And he says, and just like how the wind comes through and shifts the sand, you can also shift your mood and change things. Would you
I understand.
understand a situation currently where you can possibly let go and
Yes, I understand that. Mhm.
okay, okay. Um, he's also shown me a scene of Christmas, a Christmas star, Star of Bethlehem. I feel like Christmas was important to him. Would you understand that?
Yes, I can take
Okay,
it.
because he's showing me like the manger, he's showing me the star, um, and I feel like there was significance in his religion. Would you understand that?
Not that I'm aware of. Could have
Okay,
been.
okay, okay. Because he's just talking about the sacredness of the holidays, and he's talking about people not always including that it is a sacred holiday also, not just all the fun and gifts and joyful laughter of opening all these gifts. He said sometimes it's more solemn. Um, he's talking about praying for people during that time that need that. And he's just going back again towards the ocean and the peace of the ocean, like listening to the waves. He's saying will soothe you. So if there's times when there's stress or chaos, that if you walk along the beach, just the rhythm of the waves will soothe your soul and soothe your person. He's also showing me like him dressed like in an oversized shirt. Would you understand that?
Um, Possibly.
Okay. It's kind of roomy on him. And I kind of feel like this was when he got older, he lost some weight and his clothes were big on him. Um, he's also talking about stepping into like a person's shoes that are larger and you being able to feel them. I feel like there's somebody that's looking up to you and would like some guidance at this time.
Hmm. Yes, okay.
Okay. Um, one time he was a smoker. Would you understand that?
No.
No? Okay, someone around him smoked and it bothered him.
Yes, yes.
Okay, because he's talking about it caused him trouble breathing. Um, so he's talking about that person close to him. He's also shown me a younger woman with beautiful hair. It looks straight, it looks down past her shoulders. Um, really beautiful skin. She's fair skinned and her hair looks light. I feel like this young woman paid particular attention to him. And I also feel like she can still be in the living. Would you understand that? Someone like
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes, I think so. I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay. Um, and he's just talking about her kindness and she's showing me like her taking his hand and holding his and like she would stroke his hand. I don't know if you know this or would remember this, but he's showing me her stroking his hand.
I think I can understand that.
Okay. And as she's doing that, I can see a wedding band, like a wide band on his hand. Would you understand him to be married also?
Yes.
Okay. And he's talking about, I feel like she passed before him. Would you understand that?
Well, not the fair-haired lady, but
No, that his wife
yes,
passed
yes,
before him.
yes.
Okay. Because he's talking about her passing before him, and that created a sadness within him. He felt like part of his heart, part of his spirit was missing. Would you understand that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay. He's also shown me some letters and pictures that were tucked away. Would you understand that? And I feel
Yes.
like someone in the family may still have those pictures and those letters. Would you understand
I
that?
have them.
Oh, you
Yes.
have them? Okay.
Mhm.
And he's talking about them being in safekeeping, and he's excited about that. And he's very happy for that. I feel like there was a older picture in there of him when he was younger, and this is possibly a black and white photo. Would you understand this or remember this?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. And and he's saying, no matter how hard we try, we're still gonna age. He said, parts of my body, I still felt like a young man when I grew older, but growing older, I slowed down a lot. He said, my gait changed,
Yes.
my movement changed. I wasn't able to do the things or have the coordination with my hands like I used to. He
Yeah.
said, my eyesight changed, my hair color changed. He said, and even though all these changes came about my body, I was still me. I was still that young boy that was in that photograph. But now I'm an older, I may not be such a wiser man, but I'm an older man. And and as we grow older, we're not sure of the challenges ahead of us. And just like in all of our lives, at some point, we're all going to get older. We're all going to change. But within us is that still that young flicker, that young flame of who we used to be. And sometimes we just need someone to quietly sit by our side and listen to us, listen to our stories, listen to our feelings, open their heart, and know that someday that's going to happen to you. And that you also, I wish for you, someone to sit by your side, someone to hold your hand, someone to listen to those memories, listen to those stories. Know that we have a fear and we may not show it and we may not want others to know that we feel like this. And he has like a lump in his throat, like a sadness. I don't know if he also had issues towards the end with talking or throat issues, but he's kind of getting choked up. Um, and he's talking about being appreciative of the people who were around him at that time as his days were numbered. I feel like there was a chair in his room that I'm not sure if it's still this young girl that would come in and visit and talk to him. Would you understand this?
Possibly.
Okay. Because he's showing about the people that took time and the people that prayed for him. He became weak, he said at the end, and it was hard for him to get the words out. And he's also going back to the days of when he was young, and he's showing maybe about the age of 10, and he's showing me like a tin can, and he's kicking it along the sidewalk, along the street. I don't know if he would ever told you about this memory, but he's showing me of him kicking this tin can and just being young and innocent and free. And he said, don't ever give up your innocence. He said, you're such a sweet and innocent woman. He said, never let go of that innocence. I'm always here by your side. And as the holidays come closer, it's just like a knitted shawl that's going to be wrapped around you and bring you all close. And he's just stepping back and he's just sending love to you and your family and being a part of all of this in spirit. And I'm going to leave him with love and light. And thank you for taking his message. And I thank him for stepping in and allowing me to serve spirit.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a lot. Would you like any feedback?
Was that your grandfather by chance?
No, it was my
Grandfather?
dad. It was my dad.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. You seem very intense.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, I mean, everything was right. Right. Yes. And so he did get grumpier and he did look like Ernest Hemingway.
Did he? Yeah, because I heard him say that about Ernest
Yeah.
Hemingway, and I'm like, you actually look like him to me. And he said,
Yeah.
yeah, people have said that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
Yeah. So
that.
yeah, all of it was right on. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Nice job, Rene. Really well done.
Thank you.
All right, who wants to go next?
Can give it a try.
Thank you,
See how
Adrienne.
it goes. Um, okay, so I am getting a few names I want to throw out there. And the first one is a T name like Ted or Thomas. And then the second thing is I get a reference to a teddy bear. So I don't know again if that is actually a teddy bear or just like the T name. Um, but I do feel like I'm seeing a man kind of come forward who, interestingly, I see him sitting in a chair as he comes in. And I feel like this chair is brown in color. It could be leather. Um, and I see him having mostly like white or gray hair at this point in time. 60s, 70s time frame kind of comes to mind as far as age. Um, and then there's also a very random reference to something to do with like tomatoes. And I was kind of thinking maybe like jarred tomatoes. So I'm like seeing like mason jars and, you know, tomatoes going into that. So let me just kind of check in and see if anybody can understand the random information I'm getting so far.
I'm listening, Adrienne.
Okay.
I'm
And
also listening.
okay. Oh, and Elise.
Elise.
Okay. Let's see how much I got to work today. I want to say that there is also a reference to like Jack, the name Jack, but you know, the interesting part about that too is like I'm not so sure if it's the name, it could be, but I was also feeling like Jack and Coke. So like the drink. Would any of you understand that? The person you're thinking?
I understand the name Jack with him.
Jack. Okay.
I also
And-
understand the name Jack.
And Rene and Elise.
Yeah, I have Jack as well.
Okay. Would you guys understand that as a drink at all, or is that just like no?
No.
Okay. All right,
Possibly.
then it must be the
Yes, possibly.
All right, thank you. And then the other thing I was getting is like there's something about Sam Elliott he's referencing, the actor. So I don't know if this person would look similar or there's some kind of personality similarities there. But can any of you understand something to do with like Sam Elliott and
I
this man?
can.
You can.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like that's kind of he's making me know like that's something of significance.
Is that the Yellowstone? He's been on Yellowstone?
Yes. Yes, he has.
I was watching it this morning.
Ah, funny. Okay. But- Okay. Could any of you understand something to do with squirrels? And I almost feel like there's a BB gun or something like shooting squirrels, like there's random squirrels and I'm outside and shooting
Yes,
them.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
And-
understand that too.
And you would too, Elise? Okay. And Effie?
No.
No. Okay. Um, and I feel like this house that I'm seeing is more of a wooden house, and it feels like it's more kind of like in a wooded area because I feel like there's like a porch that kind of hangs over it, like with the roof that kind of slopes down a little bit in the front. Because I feel like I'm seeing him setting out like on the porch, and that's where he's watching these squirrels or nature. Would you guys understand like a more wooded area?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yes.
yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. And Effie, are you out just to kind of double check? Yeah, okay, thank you. Let me see what else I can get from him. Okay, there's also something with chewing tobacco. Would either of the two of you recognize chewing tobacco with him? Because I feel like I'm seeing like the little can sitting beside him and like, yeah, like that would be like a no. No. Okay. Well, I'll put that one to the side because I feel like I'm still seeing him like spit into the can. Um, okay, let me see what else. But then interestingly, as I say the chewing tobacco, I'm also made aware of, you know, the kids' gum that is like the chewing tobacco knockoff or whatever, like the bubble gum, the baseball one. I feel like there's a reference to this gum as well. And you know how some kids might like joke around with it and like make a big old wad and put it there in their lip or something. Could you, is it Big League? Yes. Could either of the two of you understand that gum, Big League? I think it's Big.
Yes.
Yeah. He's making me aware of that. And again, I'm seeing kids with this, like the reference with kids, you know, maybe chewing it and joking around with it. So I don't know if this is like a shared memory, but it definitely like I'm seeing kids doing this. Yeah, and I feel like I'm still at this house. It's kind of in a wooded area, but I want to say like there might be a reference to something around water too, and it feels like it's either a spring or a lake or something. Because the water there appears to be kind of, you know, how lake water is a little darker, like it's a little darker in color. And I see like people jumping into the water and swimming around. Would either of the two of you understand?
I
I
do.
feel like,
I understand that.
Yeah, I understand that as well.
Murky water, yeah.
and this would be related to that house, like that house would be in the same area, because I feel like I'm seeing this
They're close. They're close.
close. Okay.
Oh, yes. I was at the wrong house, but now I'm at the right house. It's the same, all the same description, and it's close. It's not at the lake, but it's close.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like it's like close vicinity or like same area.
Yeah,
And there's something about a tire swing that I want to reference. I feel like there's like a tire swing or something that people are like jumping off of into the water.
yes. There's
I
something.
can take the tire swing, but it's
Yeah.
not where the water was that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
'Cause I
some
feel-
sort of.
You might be with Elise.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like I'm seeing them jump into the water from it. So,
Mhm.
okay. So I might be with you, Elise, then. But definitely keep listening, Rene. I feel like I'm getting a random movie, and it's a 90s one. Would you remember Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures? Do you remember that 90s movie? Because I feel like there's a reference to this particular show.
I know the name. I don't think that I ever watched.
Okay. Yeah, it's super like back of my memory type of thing too. Um,
What was the title? The name
Bill
again?
and Ted's Excellent Adventures or something like
Excellent.
that.
Okay.
But there could be something significant with the name Bill or Ted. Again, okay, is there a T name, the Ted? Because that's come up a few times now.
I don't, there was a nickname
Okay,
that was a T, that was, yeah, it was a T.
okay. Because I feel like I want to reference again this name because like that's a few times it keeps like that particular name keeps coming up.
Ted.
And there's something significant with like a teddy bear again.
Well, there's a significant teddy bear. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Would you also understand it's either a necklace or a bracelet, but I feel like it would have like some kind of heart shape on it. And I don't know if it's like a charm bracelet or something, but I'm just kind of seeing the little heart kind of dangle from it. It could be a friendship bracelet or something, but I feel like there's a reference to a piece of jewelry where it has like a dangling heart.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Okay, thank
Not
you.
from him, but yes.
Okay. And would you also understand, because I'm seeing like the friendship bracelets, you know, like the best friends ones that are like heart and like somebody has another piece of it. Would you understand either this particular type of jewelry and somebody else having a piece of that, or else a piece of jewelry that somebody else would have another piece similar to this? Like I feel like there's two and like somebody else would have it.
Possibly.
Okay.
I don't remember if they did that or not.
Okay.
Kind of remembering something, but I don't know if that's, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let me see. Like I feel like he just kind of keeps taking me back to this scene where I'm seeing this home and then I'm seeing the lake. And I feel like I almost feel like it's like a summer retreat or something like that, or it's like a summer getaway, um, random vacation type of thing. But
Yeah,
it's
the lake with the swing and all of that, yes.
okay. And I feel like it's like a big group of people. Like I don't feel like it's just one family. Would you understand that? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um, he's making the reference of a fly swatter, and I feel like the fly swatter is also having two different possibilities there. Well, one, of course, it's you know for flies, but like maybe swatting somebody with it is the other.
Yes, probably. I could.
Because I feel like I'm seeing like a person walking by and it's like a quick little snap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And then there's something about like a bonfire or like a fire at night, like people sitting around the fire, talking and
Yes.
having conversations. I feel like maybe a beer or two, like, yeah, it's like a gathering spot.
Yep.
Just really making a lot of emphasis on this get together. And I want to say it's like this family unity and like family bonds he keeps talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just really getting like strong like family connections and like a time to come together, even though it's a time of chaos.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but I feel like there's like a lot of good memories too.
Yes.
Would you also understand the reference? I feel like I'm seeing two different things, cards, but also board games. So would you understand the cards and board games?
Mm. Board games. Yes, I guess there were some cards.
Okay, thank you. And I feel like it's also kind of because I feel like I'm not really seeing a TV, and if there was one, like maybe it's not on as much or something. So it's very much more, I don't know, connecting to one another on a different level where like there's not the electronic distraction.
Yes. Yes. I
Okay.
understand
It seems more simple. And that's kind of what
Yes.
he's letting me know too. It's like a more simple time. Um, all right, let me kind of lean in for a message because I know my time's coming down. I feel like he's just coming in today just to say how grateful he is for that, grateful for the time shared, grateful for all the memories and the family unity. And then he's also kind of referencing you and talking about your doing that as well, like even today. And it may not be at the same setting or whatnot, but it's the bringing family together. Um, it almost feels as if it's like, okay, everyone, we're meeting at this time in this place and everybody show up. Like, but you have to be the one to kind of do that, or else, you
Yes.
know, life just kind of happens and people are just going. And yeah, so he's referencing you pulling and roping everybody in. Um, and I feel like I want to say like hats off to you for that because I don't think it's the easiest job all the time. Um, yeah, and so he just really wants to come in and share his love and his support. And thank you for taking him.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Adrienne. Did you want any feedback?
Yeah, sure.
It was kind of all over. It was like, I'm not,
I
anyway,
know.
all over at the beginning, but anyway, then it turned in again. It turned into my brother. It's interesting with this teddy bear. I had a teddy bear as a child, and I don't know why he's talking about that now. Anyway, I had this bear, and it had like a hard plastic face thing, but hair on his body. And all the hair was like worn off his body. And I even took it to college. I mean, I had it forever. I took it when I went to school. And then there were kids in the neighborhood. They broke in my house and took my bear, this old nothing bear. But after all those years, these kids took my bear. I'm like, really? So that was strange. And all the other stuff. It was interesting with the water in the lake too, because there was a house on a lake, but then there was also a house away from the lake that's connected to him, both of them. And the one away from the lake was a business. So there were a lot of people. It was a spring and a lake, which was, because you said both. So it was a spring and a lake. And they had tire swing or some sort of swing that you would swing into the lake. And so there were lots of people there during the summer. So you had that right on. And I'm sure he swatted a few and probably got swatted with, with a fly swatter. Yeah, and all the others. Yeah, and the board games, all of that was my family, especially with my younger child. We played lots of board games. We didn't have the TV on. It was always, we were just together, doing all that. So, yeah, and I need to I need to gather everyone up again. So thank you.
Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah. Very heartfelt, Adrienne. That was beautiful. All right, Effie or Elise, who would like to go next?
Elise, you want to go? You have someone?
Yeah, no, I don't have nothing yet.
I do have a lady step forward. I have your grandmother here with the holidays. Absolutely love the holidays, and she would wear her that Christmas sweater that would come out, and you'd remember that the baked goods, how she was generous, how she would uh, weeks in advance she would start baking and share that with the family, with her loved ones. Does anyone understand this?
I'm listening.
And Rene, Carol and Rene. Now, Carol, would you send us all the information, all the evidence?
I understand all of it.
And Rene, and it's Grandma, right? Now, would you also understand with Grandma, Carol and Rene, that there was a ring that you liked that she had that you would have today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you understand with that ring it was gold?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you understand with the ring, the emblem, the design is gold, but I do feel like I want to talk about little mountains on it, little curves that go on it. But it's very different. It's a unique ring. I don't feel this is her engaged. Would this make sense to you?
I'd say it's unique. Yeah.
Unique. And Rene.
Remember that one.
Now, I'm going to work with Carol. Elise is putting her hand up. Oh, now Carol, keep listening, Rene. Carol, with your grandma, would you understand that how the display of the desserts, the baked goods, she was really good at that. She liked to do this.
Yeah.
And I also understand that the baking would be weeks in advance, but she would also have a freezer where everything would be frozen.
Yeah.
And in there, she would make within the holidays. You remember the little dips that she would have, the little spoons, the little Christmas items that would come out. That every year, the same ones. And I'm looking forward to working with these little dips and these little cups and these Christmas cutlery.
I don't know, actually. I was part of
Rini,
the process.
would you understand this? You're smiling. Rini, would you understand this? You're smiling. No, okay. But with I just want to talk about with Grandma one of these favorite desserts that she makes, and it makes me feel like there's coconut inside it, and like a pound cake that's yellow. Would you understand this, Carol?
Coconut pie.
Coconut pie, right?
Pie.
And that's the one I also feel that she would make too. She wouldn't make just one or two. She'd make
Right.
quite a few. And when she gave her heart, this was in her heart. Doing this was love, and she didn't need a cookbook. She had it all up here. Would this make sense to you, Carol?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. And she was very proud of this. And with it wasn't just the baked goods that she had. When you would walk into her home, you could smell the food that she was cooking that day, and it
Mm.
would bring you back warm memories. Would
Oh,
this
yeah.
make sense to you? And you really loved going into her home. And right when you walked into her home, there would be this little bell that would go off inside the home. Would you understand this?
Yeah, the belt's very significant.
Right. And I do feel like, she would also play Christmas bells music with that.
I don't remember.
That's good. And would you understand when you would come walk into the home, the bell that would ring, it was almost like it was part of the Christmas, the holidays decorations.
Um, it was not
Then
segregated to holidays. No.
then would you understand the doorbell, the sound when you walked in, it was part of a bell,
Oh,
ringing
yeah.
the
Yeah.
doorbell.
Yeah.
So it was actual bells,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
bells. Boom.
But it
Okay.
was there year round.
It was there year round. And this is
Yeah.
something that you liked. This is something that you enjoyed. That would bring you back memories listening to grandma. There's also the number of an address that there's a 16 in it. Would you understand an address that has 16? Now it can go up to 18, but I feel like I'm going to 16
I don't know.
or 18. Okay. Now, 31, she just shared. Now, just going to go back to her. You understand also that all these items that you brought out, Carol, the Christmas holidays. But there was one year that the turkey, the food got burnt, and there was it's a memory. Would you understand this? It was overcooked.
I don't know. I don't know that.
The then would you understand that when she made so much, that kitchen it smelled like so much food, but there was so much smoke of everything that was being cooked at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. And would you understand memories of sometimes the fire alarm would go off because there was so much smoke in the home, but it
There was
wasn't
no
there was
there
no
was no
fire
fire
alarm.
alarm. No.
And would you understand having to open up the doors because it
Yeah.
got really, there was so much there. Great communicator she is, your grandma.
I
I feel
know.
like she was this in life too. Very, very much just like a leader. Now, with this, it was always part of the things that she liked to do was give envelopes to the family members as part of their Christmas gifts. Would you understand this?
I don't remember envelopes. No.
Now, the envelopes, would you understand that she would give money inside as Christmas gifts instead of giving gifts? Part of her generosity each year was giving family members money.
She gave gifts with money.
Money. Okay, I'll leave that
Yeah,
up
gifts
there.
and money. Yes.
Gifts and money. Money was
Yeah.
part of it.
Right.
And I do understand going back to the ring that you don't wear it as often, Carol. Would you understand this?
I'm not wearing it now, but I do wear it. Yeah.
Right. And inside that ring, would you also understand that your grandma her jewelry was different. It was more of a unique jewelry that she had that not a lot of people would wear today. She had very beautiful items that were different.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. Yeah.
And would you also understand that there was within that, there was also some pearls that she had that you liked?
That wouldn't be my grandmother.
That would be another
There's
spirit
another pearl. There's a
uh,
pearl story.
bridging it. So I didn't go into now. Um, with your grandma just stepping forward, talking about the holidays coming on, and I really, really miss her. Slicing open that turkey, having everybody there. The family was very, very important to her. Those cups that she had, I want to take out that would have had little fruits around them, like oranges or lemons that we would have a
Mhm.
long time ago. Would you understand this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. And also refreshments bringing out to the family. Every time the family was there, she was the hostess with the mostest.
Oh,
She
absolutely.
would love to go under the tree and take out the gifts and be the little elf and just shake it. Who's this for? Who's this for? Would you? And then I do feel like within the stockings that hung on the shelves, she was the one that made sure they were always full for everybody. This is your grandmother, the heart full of love that steps forward. I do understand the paperwork at the end. Her estate, there was some finances, not finances, but paperwork that wasn't sorted. That was more of I want to say a mess. Would you understand that? Would you understand this?
I don't know.
Okay. Now, would you understand this for another spirit?
Yeah.
And would you understand that spirit's also on the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with him, would you understand this spirit as he comes in? This is your father.
No.
That would be no. Then would you understand this is your grandfather?
That's not where I was going, but
Okay,
yeah.
I'll leave that there. But I do understand that this man stepping forward had his, it was disarray, but he didn't want to manage this. It was something that wasn't on top of his list. Would this make
Right.
sense to you?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do feel like the lady in his life, his partner, she was much more conscientious, wanting to manage to take care of this, to get on top of it. Would
Yeah.
you understand this?
That's true.
And with him, I do feel like he would have left her to her own devices. I don't feel like he really cared. That wasn't his thing and let her try to do this. But when he passed, it wasn't because it wasn't polished, it wasn't completed. Um, I'm very worried. And she would have needed help from loved ones.
Yeah.
Would you, right? And would you understand her children came to her to help her get this in order?
It wasn't a child, but it was a family member.
A loved one, right? And I do feel
Mhm.
this was a man. Would you understand this?
Yeah. Mhm.
And this man, as he comes in, he makes me also aware. Would you understand? He's also on the other side, Carol.
No,
So he's still here. Okay,
he's still here.
he's still here. Now, with this, the name of Maureen comes in or more with your family,
That is a connecting name to our family, but not with
not with
these
him. They're
people.
sharing
No.
that. Now, with your grandmother, when her husband passed, would you, no, sorry, the lady that when her husband passed and all the paperwork was disarray, I do also feel that she missed him very, very much, and she isolated herself from her loved ones for quite some time.
Not his wife. No.
Now, it would have been himself then, her partner,
Um, somebody else.
somebody.
wa-
Okay.
Somebody else was very upset about his passing. Yeah.
Right. Now I'm going to leave that with you as both of your grandmother came in, the man that's here talking about the paperwork. And this leads me to ask about your family, about talking about paperwork, talking about getting it together, end of life, succession planning, continuity. Would you recognize this for a loved one around you that there needs to be a discussion that we have to have? And I
Um,
don't feel like the family really wants to talk about it, or it's not the pink elephant on the wall, but it's a concern where what do we do next after they pass?
um, I hadn't really thought about it, but that is probably true.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is there's an not an urgency, but to get them to start to reality. We're all
Yeah.
going to pass one day and to get the paperwork in order. I also understand that there was your grandmother would have pillowcases around her home that were very Christmas themed. Would
Yeah.
you understand? And would you understand one of them was a reindeer?
Oh,
A
gosh, I don't
reindeer.
remember.
Gosh.
Don't
Right.
remember.
That's okay. That's okay. But I just want to leave this beautiful woman that comes forward, your grandmother. The relationship with this ring is very, very important to you, that you have. And I do understand that sometimes you talk to her, you pick up this ring, and you hold it in your
Yeah,
hand to feel
you bet.
close to her. And
Oh,
it's almost, she feels that power connection when you're there. The thought goes right to her and she's right there with you. Your grandma also would have had earrings that would have not been real, not real, but she would have put them like clip-ons. Would you
yeah.
understand this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And would you understand within one of those earrings, that is where I'm picking up the pearls. That would have been a set.
Um, Pearls in a set is very significant. Yes.
Right. And would you understand that's the set that you wanted? That's the set that you have, the
That's the
pearls.
set that I have. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And would you understand with this, it comes with a necklace
Yeah.
and then with the pearl earrings.
Yeah. In the
Right.
ring. You
And the
talked about the
ring.
ring earlier.
The
Yeah.
ring. Thank you. Okay. So that is what it's very, very magical to you. It's very special.
Yeah.
And you've been wondering, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? So I just want to leave that with you. Whatever you do, it's your decision. She's right there with you. This is
Hmm.
extremely a precious item that you have. Now, she also understand that you like to give out socks to people during the holidays. Uh, Would you, as part of the gifts, almost like a stocking stuffer, putting
I've
little
done,
socks,
yeah, stocking stuffers. Yes.
right? And would you understand there was socks in as a pair of socks?
Yeah.
Little socks and candy canes. Thank you, Carol. Wonderful grandma. And also the man that has stepped forward with all that paperwork that needs to be arranged. He's taking ownership that he should have done a better job and not left the family in a just want to say just disarray, unorganization with him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't at the top of his list. It's just he didn't want to that face reality. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. That was fascinating, Effie. Because they, first of all, were two different sides of the family, not related at all. Okay. But, first one obviously was my grandmother, and the significant piece of information there involved the bell. Okay. That was actually part of their house, okay, to notify because it was a huge thing, okay. And so they had the bell that would ring anytime anyone went in the front door so that she would know, hear the bell and know to go to the front door to see who was there. Okay. So the bell was very significant, and the cooking and all of that stuff was very much her as well. Okay. Oh, and the ring was the other thing. Okay. The ring with her is actually, I think it's unusual. Okay. It's no stone. Everybody always wants to talk about, rings with stones. Okay. And it has no stone. It's actually flat and gold and has her initials
Okay.
engraved in it.
It's
Okay.
interesting.
So it's like a signet ring. Okay.
Okay, interesting. That's what I felt. There was no stone. It was just
There's no
pure
stone, right?
gold. Pure
Right,
gold.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody always puts stones in rings with women, but no, there was
Yeah.
no stone in that ring. Okay. And then the male, okay, was my sister's first husband. Okay. So because she was his ex-wife, okay, she didn't necessarily mourn him all that much, but his daughter was devastated, okay, when he crossed over. And you're 100% correct. He was just in total disarray. And, it was a terrible, mess to have to clean up his house and his affairs and, because he had nothing planned, nothing planned at all.
Right, right. Thank you.
So,
Thank you,
yeah.
Carol.
So thank you. That was fascinating, and the neat part is she never met him either, so I don't know like how you got she never met him in life, I should say. Sure, she met him from the other side.
He bridged in as the
Yeah,
second, spirit
yeah,
coming. Thank you.
exactly. So it was neat. Thank you. All righty, Elise, you want to step up? You go, girl.
Okay, let's see. You know how it is. There's nothing until there is. Um, um, there, yes, and as I said, there's definitely someone here. My dog is barking and won't be quiet in the other room. It always happens. Yeah, there's a man. I have a man with me here. Let's see, and there's a woman with him. I think, let's see, are they both in spirit? I have the name Claude, Claude and Claudia. I don't know if it's one or the other. But also this man, he dressed as Santa Claus at Christmas. It was part of his volunteer time. He just loved to do it. He dressed up and had all the children lined up. It's bigger than a family event. He's somewhere volunteering at events or at the mall or at a hospital. He did it many different places where he would be there. He would be there for the children. And he would bring gifts and contribute gifts at different places for the kids. He would give for the kids, donate to the kids for Christmas, kids in need. And his wife, it was like Mr. and Mrs. Claus. They did this together. There she is. They did this together. And they loved it. They just loved to do this in the community. Every year, it was his favorite time of year. He's talking about hot cocoa and mushrooms. That's not right. Marshmallows, and apple cider and little trays of cookies and they decorated their house like inside, outside. It was one of those yards, he says. It's one of those yards that people would come and see. Oh, people would come and see. The neighbors weren't always so crazy because he lit up the neighborhood. Yeah. This was a professional man. He did in his career. But his heart was in the giving and the donating and seeing about the children. Who can take any of this man, Santa Claus man? Rene? What? Oh,
Yes, I can understand. This is my dear friend's husband. He would dress as Santa Claus every year, and he was a professional, and actually, as a professional, they also had him dress up for work and give out gifts to the children.
Yeah, he's just doing it everywhere, everywhere.
Yes.
Do you understand his wife also?
Yep. Yep. She was
was
dressed as a man
involved
a couple
with-
times. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it's mostly him, but then like she pops in every once in a while. Okay, yeah. He just loved it. He loved this.
He did. He
And,
absolutely loved it.
yeah, he wished he could just he says, can his job. He was good at his job. He was very good at it. And people
Yes.
came
Wow.
to him, and wanted him to, they were always trying to take him away from wherever he was because they wanted him to work with them.
Yeah.
He was really good at it.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to quit. He wanted to quit and volunteer with the kids, and not just at Christmas, all the time. All the time.
He
But he
just
loved,
loved kids. Yeah. He was a sweetie.
he loved the kids, and he loved to yeah, just give them what they, give them some joy and happiness, give them and it wasn't about the thing, but it was, it was
Mhm.
nice to get a new bike, when you didn't have a bike. It was nice to have a new coat. So he loved doing all that. And he's working, he traveled also. He traveled, that's kind of a question. What does that mean? He traveled? Oh, let's see. Yeah, yep. He just wants to stay there. He doesn't want to take me anywhere else. He just wants to be Santa Claus. He's not, again, he's a jolly guy in his suit,
Yeah.
or he's very happy, has great energy. He brightens the room and he brings people together. Again, that was part of his spark in his career as well, was bringing people together, and working together as groups, solving problems,
Yeah.
solving issues, coming up with new ways to do old things, he says, making it better and more efficient. Yeah, and getting everyone involved. And he was really good at bringing out the best in everyone. And he didn't try to make a square peg going a round hole. If you're good at this, he wants you to, and he recognized that. You're good at that, you do that. You're good at that, you do that.
Mhm.
Not like some people that like, you need to do, you're going to go do this whether you like it or not. That's not the way he operated at all. At all. He was really good at seeing people and knowing what they could do. And he was good with the kids too. Like I said, he volunteered outside of Christmas, and he was good at getting kids to see what they were good at as well. He was a good mentor for them. Two. There's something about two. I don't know, is that a time or a place? Time or a place, 222. I'm not sure what that is. He's
It used to be my old address.
oh, okay, there we go. Oh, that's right. He just put a sign around it. He made it into a little sign. I thought it was the time. I was like,
That
no,
was my old address.
your address. Okay, 222, he's saying. That's funny. He likes to laugh. He's such a great energy. And his wife, he was happily married. He said
Oh,
that doesn't
yeah.
happen all the time, that's
Yes, he was.
kind of a rare thing, but he was
Yes.
happily married. He loved his wife and he loved what they did together
Yes.
and what they achieved together. The travels, they traveled together.
Yes.
It's not for work. That's what it was. It was like, wait, that's not right. They traveled together and enjoyed it so much. And they always seemed like newlyweds, like they'd just met.
Yep. Oh, you're giving me chills saying that. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. He was so respectful of her and
Yes.
kind and generous and opening doors and doing all those things. He just loved her very much, and she was the same. It wasn't one-sided either. It was
Right. Correct.
Yeah,
They
great
adored each
respect
other.
for him.
Yes.
Yeah, and love for one another, and that was wonderful. And that it was great to pass that on to their children.
Yeah.
And for them to see that, and they show that in their lives.
Yes, they do.
Of
Yes.
the qualities of respect and
Yes.
love, and giving, and it makes him well up. He's emotional over that. He loved doing it, but what was greater that he sees his kids and grandkids, even
Yeah.
grandkids
Yep.
doing.
He loved those grandkids. Oh
Yeah,
my.
the same
Yeah.
things. They had the same. They're not greedy and they're giving. They're all giving people.
Yeah, they are. Very
Yeah,
much.
so that's his greatest accomplishment, he thinks. He says
Oh,
that he loves seeing them and what they're doing.
yeah.
Yeah. And someone was talking about a ring a minute ago. He keeps showing me a ring as well. It's not a wedding ring. It's like his college or I don't know. It's a big ring on his finger.
I would have to check with his wife or daughter on that. I'm not sure. It seems to me like there is some significance.
Yeah,
to the
and I
ring.
don't know that
I
it's really a
can't
college
remember.
ring, but it's kind of like that, it signifies something, I don't know what, and it's not wedding ring, but anyway, there's a big ring, and it does seem to have a stone in it, or something, it's rounded and has writing on it.
Okay. I'll
Oh.
check with her and see.
Yeah, it's like it's not this, but it's like an NFL ring, or something like that, it signifies something. What else does he want to talk about today? He's talking about books and reading. He loved to read. He loved to read to the kids. Back to that. He's reading
Yes.
the stories and he's reading again. But he's also talking about a library, like a library in the neighborhood. They build those
Yes.
little
Yep. Yep. We had a neighborhood
road that they put
library.
the books in. He's talking about that building one of those and having one of those. What else is he talking about? Okay, all of a sudden he's switching gears here. He's talking about back to the quad. He's talking about horses, and he's talking about the Clydesdale horses.
I wouldn't know unless it has something to do with Christmas.
Yeah, it's like the Budweiser. Well, did he drink Budweiser? That's bizarre. I'm not sure what this is. He's showing me the team of horses pulling the big Budweiser wagon.
Uh-huh. I'll have to check with the family and see on that.
What is that? I don't understand this now. So he's talking about that and he's showing me that and like being the commercial, and we're back to the NFL. He's talking about like what is that, the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl or wanting to go to the Super Bowl. So this ring and this horse, the Clydesdales, he's putting them all together. So he's showing me, I don't know if he attended or wanted to attend the Super Bowl, but it was a big thing to watch. It was a big event.
Yeah, I think he liked watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they had a big gathering. They had a big gathering or attended a big gathering. I think they had a big gathering every year. It was just something he wasn't much of a, I mean, he didn't watch sports all the time, but there was something about the Super Bowl that he was very into, he says. What's he so into? He did, well, okay, we'll go back more. He's saying he did play football in high school and
I don't know that.
possibly college. Like he got injured somewhere. So he did really enjoy it, but he didn't watch it all the time. But he did watch that. And the interest came from him having played at some point. But he had to stop. And that was okay too. Again, he was not a sour guy. He didn't have resentments and those
No, he
things.
did not.
Went
No,
on
he was
with his
very
life
humble.
and found the next.
very happy.
Yeah, the next good thing. And it was easy. That was easy for him to do.
Yeah.
What is he talking about now? He's talking about, now this is interesting. He's showing me, I guess you're gonna have to ask things. I don't know. He's showing me New York and being in Central Park and being in whatever that lake is where you're rowing taking his wife on the lake with the
I'll have to ask her. I'll have to
yeah,
ask.
the
She
wooden boats.
remembers everything that they did together. So I'll
Yeah,
find
maybe
out.
they just watched it from the bridge, or they did it, or anyway, he's showing me the New York Central Park and that lake and people in those wooden boats with the oars.
Hmm.
Doing yeah, he's talking about that. And seeing the city, the lights, the Christmas, being there for the Christmas
All
lights.
about
Love it.
Christmas decorating.
Yeah, he loved that. Well, back to his yard again, yeah. And he started really early putting that up. He started early and left it. What else does he want to talk about? Wants to talk about. Oh, he'd love to go dancing with his wife as well.
Yes, they did.
He
Yeah.
loves
Yeah.
dancing. He's just like twirling her around, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I have chills. He just loved that.
And you're out of time, Elise. Do you want to go for a message?
Just trying to see if he had. He's just saying to his wife to thank you for. He says thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me and for all the fun, glorious. He says the word glorious. The glorious times we shared.
Oh, I got goosebumps. He did. He adored her and she adored him, and they miss each other, I am sure.
Well, thank you, Rene.
That was awesome.
Nice to
Thank
hear.
you. Thanks for bringing him. She'll be thrilled to hear from him. She'll be thrilled. I can't wait to tell her.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Do you want to give her any other feedback, or is there anything else you want to know, Elise?
He did dress up like Santa Claus. He absolutely loved it. And he worked for a car dealer, and they always had him dress as Santa and hand out gifts to the kids and stuff at the Christmas parties and stuff. His wife would dress as an elf sometimes and help him. And they traveled like to Canada, to Texas, to Florida to see all the family. And they had blended families. So he was married before and had children. She was married before and had children. And they came together and they had a child together. So they kept the family close. Like how you were talking about, always bringing them together and figuring out what everybody was good at. And they were always very kind to each other, and always were looking out for each other and helping each other. Even if one had a problem, they were there. If there was a funeral, everybody gathered and supported each other. And they loved to dance together too. They were such a spectacular couple together. And I know she misses him so much, especially at the holidays.
Do you have any idea about this Claude or Claudia? Claudia?
No, I'll have to ask. Oh, we have a friend named Claudia.
Okay, yeah, he keeps just bringing her name. It was Claudia he keeps emphasizing Claudia. He's bringing it up again.
And I'm pretty sure they knew his son, and his son is very, very sick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'll check with her on
you.
that too and let you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's awesome. Good job.
Elise, I just wanted to bring up one thing about that reading for the benefit of anybody that may be watching this. And can you put your paper with the 222 back up to your camera and show that to people? Okay. Because what Spirit does for some people is they'll come through and they'll make people write. And this is the way that Elise gets a lot of her information. Okay, so she wrote the numbers down and then put the little box around them And then Rene confirmed later in that reading that that was the address of a house that she lived in, that apparently,
yeah, that was my house growing up, 222.
and apparently that spirit knew that. But just wanted to clarify what that writing was. So great job, Elise. All right, let me see who I can find here. Grab a link. Ooh, all right. This is going to be a good one. Okay, so as I'm looking into the spirit world, I see Ava Gardner. And for the benefit of anybody who may be listening, I doubt very much that anybody on this session actually knew Ava Gardner. But that is also a symbol, and that would probably equate to a woman who has dark hair. She wore it up, and she was stunningly beautiful. All right, so I'm going to throw that out there. Does anybody on this session know a woman who was stunning with dark hair and she wore it up?
I know a woman that is stunningly beautiful, and her name is Ava.
No, really?
She's in the living. She's in the living, but
She's in the
feel like
living.
there's a person in spirit might be talking about her.
Okay. All right. So this is kind of interesting. Okay. Because that was my left brain saying, okay, that this woman had to have been in spirit, but she's not. So Ava makes sense. And the dark, did she have dark hair, or is she?
Yes, she has dark
has
hair.
dark
She's
hair and she's
beautiful.
stunningly beautiful. Okay. So let's work with that and see who is here. Because this would be somebody who is connected to Ava, a mutual acquaintance. Now, all right. And as I lean into that a little bit, I'm becoming aware of the presence of another female who is also very beautiful, but she's blonde. Would that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm talking to the blonde woman. And I feel like she this is kind of odd. She's showing me kind of like a tap dancing around Ava, which I do not think is meant to be literal. I think it might be figurative. But would you understand the significance of her tap dancing around? No way. Hey, hey, okay. She tap danced around Ava. Okay.
We all tap dance around Ava.
I can't wait to hear the feedback on this, but okay. Lean more into her. Okay. And the blonde woman is saying that Ava was is a shopaholic. Do you understand that? Couldn't get that word out.
She's too young to be a shopaholic.
Okay. Does Ava have an adult with her who is a shopaholic?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. That's where that's going then.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. This is specific to the area that we live in, which I'm not going to disclose, but would you understand a reference of riding the incline?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I feel like I feel like that there was some rain on the day that this happened. Would you remember? I feel like the view was not.
I know it was snowing.
Okay, all right. I feel like the view was not perfect.
Right,
Okay.
right.
The day that you were on the incline.
Right.
Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Now I'm hearing the song Lean on Me. And for the benefit of anybody who might be listening, for me, sometimes I get information in auditorily, and the lyrics of the song are significant, but Lean on Me, says lean on me when you are not strong. So would you have
that song.
would have lent on you would have leaned on the blonde woman when you were
Yes.
not strong?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And
And
she's
vice
kind of
versa.
she's making fun, not making fun, but she's enjoying the song, and she's like singing to it and dancing to it,
Yep,
being
that
real
would
hip.
be her. Yep, that would be her. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Uh, hmm. Okay. Now I'm hearing, and this is local too, and this is kind of strange, okay, but I'm hearing the name of a prominent attorney named Edgar Snyder. Does Edgar Snyder make sense?
Yes, with them.
You broke up. I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, we were just talking about that yesterday in Edgar Snyder. Yeah.
You were talking about Edgar Snyder
Yeah.
yesterday. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
and she's laughing about you talking about Edgar Snyder. Okay. See what else she wants to say. Um, she's saying she wishes you luck, but she doesn't think it's going to help. That's her opinion from the other
Uh-huh.
side. Okay.
I know what she's talking about. I know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll tell you at the end.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Let's see. And that's really all that she's coming in with. Okay. She's just kind of like making a brief appearance to let you know that she's still around you and
Hmm.
around your people. Let's see. She's so full of joy. This is really interesting. But you know what she's got now is, I don't know if you've ever seen these things, but they're gigantic hoops that are like 5 feet across, and they dip them in bubble liquid, and they make these gigantic bubbles.
Yes, yes.
These.
We watched them in the park together.
Okay. All right. And so what she's saying is that she's just wrapping you in this bubble of love.
Oh.
Okay, and I'm going to leave you that with light and love, Rene.
Oh,
Okay,
that
thanks
was
for letting me
awesome.
serve spirit.
Thank you. Thank you. That was really, really good.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. So who's Ava?
Ava is my great niece. And I kind of thought it was going to be my brother bringing her through, but it's my sister. My sister is very joyful. She's always tap dancing and singing. She's very happy-go-lucky. We all tap dance around Ava because she's absolutely amazing child, beautiful, darkest hair, darkest eyes, and just the words she speaks is like amazing.
Um,
Her grandma's a shopaholic. She's always buying stuff for her and her sister, like way too much.
okay.
And just recently, she was in a horrible, horrible car accident, and I said, "You really need to get an attorney. Why don't you even think about getting Edgar Snyder?" And she said, "I'm just happy to be alive and that it wasn't my fault." And I said, "Yeah, but you're injured so bad. You should really talk to Edgar Snyder." And she's like, "Nah."
Okay.
Yeah.
That explains that then. Why she's saying it. She's saying that it's not going to work because you're not going to convince her.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
like, "Nope, I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. I don't want an attorney."
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Can I say one more thing to Rene?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Her friend is still here, and he's still talking about his football. I don't know. And he's talking about in the ring. He's talking about a state championship in high school. He said they had the state championship in high school.
Yes. Their school district just had this great big WPIA playoff,
Right.
and I was with his wife watching it, and she was really sick this year and couldn't call me to come, and they made it to the second place this year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what. Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Good.
Well, he was there too, I guess.
Yay. You'll love it. Oh, good job.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that was good.
Some great evidence today, ladies. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming. I'm going to go ahead and close this down with a prayer. If everyone would join me, please. Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Thank you for this gift of mediumship that you've given us, and allow us to use this precious gift to help others who need your healing and love. Bless all of our friends and loved ones and protect them from sickness and harm. Bring joy into the lives of people who have sorrow, health into the lives of people who have illness, and abundance to the lives of people who have little. Thank you for the lessons that you've given us today, and help us to continue to build a relationship with you that is based on love and trust. And always, please help us to be the lights that change this world for the better. Amen.
Amen. Awesome.
And thank you for watching out there in YouTube land. We'll be back on live streaming at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time next Saturday.